Welcome to Golden Wellness Guide, where we empower you on your journey to comprehensive well-being. Today, we delve into a topic often overlooked in stroke recovery: the emotional and psychological journey towards reclaiming intimacy. While we frequently discuss nutrition and physical therapy, the most profound battles often unfold within the mind. Fear, self-doubt, and depression can erect invisible walls, hindering connection and closeness. This video aims to be a therapeutic session, guiding you through breaking down these barriers and rediscovering a fulfilling intimate life. Join us as we explore the story of Michel, a stroke survivor from North America, whose journey beautifully illustrates these challenges and triumphs. Michel, like many, found himself grappling with profound emotional changes after his stroke, realizing that true recovery extended far beyond regaining physical mobility. Part 1. Identifying psychological enemies. Michel's initial struggles after his stroke were not just with his left side weakness, but with a torrent of emotions that impacted his relationship with his wife, Sarah. He shared with us, "It wasn't just my body that felt broken, my spirit was too." Let's identify these psychological enemies that often emerge after a stroke. The first, and perhaps most common, is the fear of recurrence. Many stroke survivors, including Michel, worry that the excitement and physical exertion associated with intimacy might elevate blood pressure, triggering another stroke. This anxiety can be paralyzing. However, it's crucial to understand the science. For patients whose condition is stable, sexual activity is generally safe. It's often compared to the exertion of a brisk walk or climbing 2 flights of stairs. Your medical team can provide personalized guidance, but for most, the risk is very low once medically cleared. Michel remembers vividly the first time Sarah tried to hold his hand intimately after he returned home. His heart pounded, not from desire, but from a cold, gripping fear that any heightened emotion or physical strain could send him back to the hospital. This fear created a palpable distance between them, a distance he desperately wanted to bridge but felt powerless to. The second enemy is body image issues. A stroke can leave visible scars, facial drooping, speech difficulties, or a weakened side of the body. These changes can lead to profound feelings of unattractiveness and self-consciousness. Michel, who once prided himself on his active lifestyle, now saw his reflection as a stark reminder of what he had lost. His left arm hung limply, and his smile, once so bright, was now asymmetrical. He confided, "I felt like a stranger in my own skin, and I couldn't imagine anyone, especially Sarah, finding me desirable anymore." This deep sense of inadequacy can erode self-esteem and make intimacy seem impossible. Thirdly, post-stroke depression is a common medical complication, affecting a significant number of survivors. Its primary symptom is often anhedonia, a loss of interest in activities once enjoyed, including sex. This isn't just sadness, it's a neurological consequence of the stroke itself. Further complicated by the emotional trauma, Michel found himself withdrawing, not just from Sarah, but from friends and hobbies. He explained, "The spark was gone, I felt numb, and the idea of being intimate felt like another chore I simply didn't have the energy for." This depression can create a cycle of isolation, making it even harder to reconnect. Finally, changes in relationship roles can drastically alter the dynamics of intimacy. A partner who was once an equal may now become a primary caregiver, shifting the foundation of the relationship from romantic to nurturing. This change, while necessary, can inadvertently diminish feelings of romance and desire for both individuals. Sarah, Michel's wife, took on many caregiving responsibilities. While she did so with unwavering love, Michel felt a subtle but significant shift. He yearned for the days when he was her protector, her strong partner, and now he felt like a burden. This role reversal can be a silent barrier, creating an awkwardness that undermines the spontaneity and passion of intimacy. Recognizing these enemies is the first critical step toward overcoming them. They are real, they are valid, and you are not alone in experiencing them. Part 2. Rebuilding self-confidence. Once these psychological barriers are identified, the next crucial step is to actively work on rebuilding self-confidence. This isn't an overnight process, but a journey of small, consistent efforts. Michel's turning point came after a candid conversation with his physical therapist, who encouraged him to focus on what he could do, not what he couldn't. The first strategy is to practice body gratitude. Instead of fixating on what your body has lost or how it has changed, consciously acknowledge and appreciate what it still accomplishes every day. This involves shifting your perspective. For Michel, it began with appreciating the small victories, the ability to feed himself, to take a few steps, to feel the warmth of the sun on his skin. He started a daily practice of looking in the mirror and, instead of scrutinizing his paralyzed arm or uneven smile, he'd focus on his eyes, which still held kindness, or his right hand, which still offered comfort. He learned to appreciate the resilience of his body, the way it was fighting to heal, even if slowly. This isn't about ignoring the challenges, but about finding strength in what remains. Focus on parts of your body you still love, or parts that are performing their functions well. For example, if your legs are weaker, appreciate the strength of your core, or the dexterity of your unaffected hand. The second vital step is open communication with your partner. This is perhaps the most challenging, yet most rewarding, step. Michel initially found it incredibly difficult to voice his fears and insecurities to Sarah. He worried about burdening her further or making her pity him. However, true intimacy thrives on vulnerability. Sit down with your partner and express your fears, your feelings of inadequacy, and your changing desires. Let them know you need their encouragement, patience, and understanding, rather than pity or pressure. Sarah, for her part, admitted she was also afraid to initiate intimacy, unsure of how Michel felt or what he was capable of. Their first honest conversation, though tearful, was a breakthrough. Michel explained his fear of another stroke and his embarrassment about his appearance. Sarah, in turn, reassured him of her unwavering love and desire, emphasizing that his physical changes did not diminish his worth or her attraction to him. This open dialogue allows both partners to voice their concerns, clarify misunderstandings, and collaboratively find solutions. It transforms a potentially isolating experience into a shared journey. Finally, integrate relaxation techniques into your routine, especially before engaging in any form of intimacy. Anxiety is a major deterrent to connection. Simple exercises like deep breathing, short meditation sessions, or listening to calming music can significantly reduce stress and help you connect with the present moment. Michel started practicing a 4-7-8 breathing technique, inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 7, and exhaling for 8. He'd do this for a few minutes before bed or before he and Sarah would spend quiet time together. He also found that listening to gentle instrumental music helped soothe his racing thoughts. These techniques activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting a state of calm and allowing for greater emotional and physical receptivity. They help to quiet the what-ifs and allow you to simply be in the moment with your partner. Rebuilding confidence is a journey of self-acceptance and shared vulnerability. It lays the groundwork for redefining intimacy on your own terms. Part 3. Redefining intimacy. With renewed self-confidence and open communication, Michel and Sarah were ready for the next phase, redefining intimacy. This is where the pressure to perform a perfect sexual act is released, and the focus shifts to emotional connection and shared experiences. Remember, intimacy is far broader than just sexual intercourse. For many stroke survivors, adapting their understanding of intimacy is key to restoring a fulfilling connection. The first step is to reduce the pressure from the perfect sexual encounter. Forget what society or past experiences dictate as normal. Your journey is unique. The goal is no longer about achieving a specific physical act, but about fostering closeness, affection, and emotional bonding. Michel and Sarah realized they needed to start small, taking the pressure off themselves. They began by simply spending quality time together, without any expectations. This led them to explore various non-penetrative activities that could rebuild their emotional connection. Here are some suggestions. Firstly, shared baths or showers. This offers a wonderful opportunity for skin-to-skin contact, gentle touch, and sensory exploration without the pressure of sexual performance. The warmth of the water can be incredibly relaxing and therapeutic, easing muscle tension and promoting a sense of calm. Michel found the shared shower to be a profoundly intimate experience. Sarah would gently wash his hair, and the simple act of her touch, without any expectations, was incredibly comforting and reconnected them on a primal level. Secondly, massage. Gentle massage, Focusing on areas that are not sensitive or painful can be incredibly therapeutic and sensual. It's a way to explore touch, relieve tension, and express care without immediate sexual demands. It allows for a deeper connection through physical comfort and shared vulnerability. Sarah would often massage Michel's feet or his unaffected arm, and the gentle strokes would help him relax and feel cherished. Thirdly, cuddling and affectionate physical touch. Simply holding each other, spooning, or sharing prolonged hugs can release oxytocin, the love hormone, fostering feelings of attachment, comfort, and security. These acts of physical affection are powerful in themselves and don't need to lead to anything more. Michel and Sarah rediscovered the simple joy of lying in bed, holding each other close, watching a movie. The warmth of her body next to his, the gentle rhythm of their breathing, brought back a sense of peace and belonging that had been missing. Fourthly, watching a romantic movie or listening to music together. Shared experiences that evoke positive emotions can rekindle romance and emotional connection. It's about creating an atmosphere of shared joy and intimacy. They started having date nights at home, with soft lighting and their favorite music, focusing on conversation and laughter. Finally, holding hands. This simple, yet profound gesture of connection can be incredibly powerful. It signifies presence, support, and affection. For Michel, just having Sarah hold his hand while they walked or sat together was a constant reminder of their bond. A silent promise of enduring love. The ultimate goal here is to rebuild emotional connection first. Physical intimacy often follows naturally once emotional safety and trust are re-established. It's about rediscovering each other, adapting to new realities, and creating a new normal that feels authentic and fulfilling for both partners. Michel's journey wasn't about returning to his old self, but about embracing his new self and finding new ways to love and be loved. Common mistakes to avoid and advanced tips. As Michel and Sarah navigated this complex terrain, they learned valuable lessons, often through trial and error. To help you on your path, let's discuss some common mistakes to avoid and offer advanced tips for a more complete recovery. First, common mistakes to avoid. A significant error is ignoring the emotional aspect of recovery. Many focus solely on physical therapy, believing that once the body heals, everything else will fall into place. However, as Michel's story highlights, the mind and emotions require just as much, if not more, attention. Neglecting psychological well-being can stall overall recovery. Another mistake is lack of open communication. Assuming your partner understands your fears or that they will initiate is a recipe for misunderstanding and distance. Bottling up feelings creates a wall. Michel initially made this mistake, leading to weeks of unspoken tension with Sarah. Rushing the process is also detrimental. Expecting an immediate return to pre-stroke intimacy levels or types can lead to disappointment and frustration. Recovery is a marathon, not a sprint, and intimacy is a delicate dance that requires patience. Finally, self-isolation and not seeking professional help are critical errors. Withdrawing from your partner and social circles, or believing that emotional struggles are personal failings that shouldn't be shared, prevents healing and growth. Now, for some advanced tips to deepen your recovery and connection. Firstly, seek professional counseling. Individual therapy can help you process trauma, manage depression, and rebuild self-esteem. Couples therapy can provide a safe space for both partners to communicate, understand each other's perspectives, and learn new ways to connect. Specialized sex therapy, with therapists trained in post-illness intimacy, can offer practical strategies and guidance tailored to your specific physical and emotional challenges. Michel and Sarah ultimately sought out a couples therapist, which provided them with invaluable tools to navigate their new reality. Secondly, join support groups. Connecting with other stroke survivors and their partners can provide a sense of community, reduce feelings of isolation, and offer practical advice from those who truly understand. Sharing experiences can be incredibly validating and empowering. Thirdly, continue educating yourselves. Learn more about the long-term effects of stroke, both physical and emotional. Understanding the medical and psychological underpinnings of your experiences can demystify challenges and empower you to advocate for your needs. Fourthly, cultivate patience and self-compassion. Be kind to yourself throughout this journey. There will be good days and bad days. Celebrate small victories and don't dwell on setbacks. Michel learned that self-compassion was just as important as Sarah's compassion. Lastly, if physical limitations persist, explore assistive devices and adaptive positions. A sex therapist or occupational therapist can provide guidance on positions or tools that can make intimacy more comfortable and enjoyable. The goal is always adaptation and finding what works for you as a couple. Remember, healing is holistic. Addressing your mental and emotional health is not a luxury, but a fundamental component of a full and vibrant life after stroke. In summary, recovering intimacy after a stroke is a journey that transcends physical healing. We've explored the formidable psychological enemies, the fear of recurrence, body image issues, post-stroke depression, and shifting relationship roles. We then outlined strategies for rebuilding self-confidence through body gratitude, open communication, and relaxation techniques. Finally, we discussed redefining intimacy by releasing pressure and embracing non-penetrative activities to foster emotional connection. Michel's story serves as a powerful testament that while your body may have changed, your essence and your capacity for love have not. He and Sarah, through patience, courage, and professional support, rediscovered a deeper, more meaningful connection. Your body may have changed, but your spirit and your capacity for love remain intact. The psychological recovery is a process, and you deserve happiness and love. If this video resonated with you, or if you're on a similar journey, please let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Don't hesitate to seek help from mental health professionals if needed. You are not alone. If you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to Golden Wellness Guide for more insights into holistic well-being after stroke. Thank you for watching. Remember, your journey to wellness and intimacy is unique and valid. Embrace it with courage and compassion. Until next time, take care of your mind, body, and spirit.